physically, how are you feeling this season based on what you've shown on the field? It seems like the groin issue of last year is behind you.
Physically, I'm feeling like, I'm in the best shape that I've been in my career. Feeling healthy, no nagging injuries or things like that, just ready to go out there and just perform.
For year two, for you, Tony, what's the big difference here at camp?
It's completely different with the new coaching staff, but other than that, it's just mentally, I'm a lot more prepared for things like that I wasn't expecting, like my first year, just knowing what to expect and the ins and outs of things and just learning, being more mentally prepared.
We've gotten a chance to see you out there in some situations where it's you and Zeke and CD, and there's just a lot going on around the line of scrimmage in the passing game. What do you like about that, and just kind of how dangerous can that grouping be?
Just having guys that can make plays all around the field, and you never knowing who the ball is going to go to, and not having to depend on just one person or a few people. When you have a whole group of guys that can go out there and make the play and score the touchdown. So it's just, never know what to expect.
Tony, did you come in a little bit lighter this year than last year, just because you figured you would get more touches?
I came in lighter, but it wasn't intentionally. It was just being away from the same routine and working out, just things like that. But I'm back up to my original playing weight that I was last year.
What is that?
Like 213, 215.
Have you gotten an idea yet on what your role could be with this offense in year two?
It's kind of early for me just to know what my role will be right now, but I'm just ready to get in and make plays whenever my number is called.
What did you focus on this offseason in your preparation?
Really just my mental, my mental aspect of the game. Physically, I'm pretty much the same as last year, but mentally, I'm in a completely different stage as last year. Just knowing how to play things and knowing what to expect and just seeing things before they happen, just from the experience of last year, and having a whole camp under my belt from last year.
How did you go about picking up the offense through the virtual meetings and things like that? Was it extra time with Coach Pete after, or just kind of doing stuff on your own to see what changes that they've added to this offense?
It was definitely different, with the virtual meetings, but we just got to do what we can at the time and just work on it on your own, on your free time, and then just be ready when we come together like we did here.
I'm sure last year you felt like you were a rookie, you had to prove yourself to the previous coaching staff, and now you got a new coaching staff. Do you feel like I got to prove myself all over again to a bunch of new guys?
I feel like every season in the league I have to prove myself because nothing is given to you, and I've always had that mindset, and that's what got me here. So I'm gonna just keep that same mindset and hunger.
We heard that you guys had a team bonding activity Tuesday night, a game of Jeopardy. What can you tell us about kind of how that went, what that was like?
It was fun. It was a bit unfair with the way the teams were lined up. The rookies, they didn't know as much, so they got all the feed questions from the vets, so the vets just took their points. But the 2 to 3 year guys, we really should have won it, but it is what it is.
What kind of questions were asked?
Man, it was all type of different questions. Questions about music, videos, animals, different athletes, players on the team. It was all around the place.
How would you grade John Stockville relative to Alex Trebek?
Excuse me?
How would you grade John Stockville as an MC of that?
Can you say that one more time for me?
How was Fossil?
Coach McCarthy mentioned that Coach Stockville was kind of leading the event, being y'all's MC. How did he do, or what was his personality like?
Coach Foster, he definitely has a unique personality. I love him as a guy and as a coach. He makes everything fun. Like, everything that he shows you is something new, and you learn it, and the way he just goes about it makes it fun. So it's definitely something I'm looking forward to the whole year.
How did they break up the teams there for the deal?
They broke it up into rookies, and they had, after the rookies, it was the 2 to 3 year guys. They were in a group, and if you been in the league more than 3 years, then you were in the vet group, and that's how they broke it up in 3 different sections.
Which of your teammates is the best at Jeopardy?
What was that?
Who's the best at Jeopardy of the players?
I don't know. It was like a group. It was a group effort, so it's hard to just say which one individual because everybody was able to collab together for the answers.
How do you feel like, even though probably you guys are playing football during a pandemic and you're holding camp during a pandemic, how do you feel like you guys have been able to bond as a team? Does it still feel like you guys have been able to come together as one?
Yeah, it was a little different coming in, with dividers and things next to the lockers. But, as camp gets going, you have no choice but to bond with guys that you see every day, you're meeting with every day, 12 hours a day, you're seeing the same people. So eventually the bond just grows on you.
I don't know if you spoke at all to Jameis about his decision to opt out of this season, but how much thought did you put into whether or not you were going to participate this year?
Yeah, he contacted us right before he made it official that he was opting out. And, we just wished him the best, doing what's best for him and his family. But for me, it was, if we were having a season, I was going to play the whole time. So.
Tony, we were asking you earlier about just all the weapons on this offense, and one of the things this group has an ability to do is put you and Elliott together in the backfield. If you give defenses those looks sometimes, what challenges does that present, and how do you like that configuration?
I mean, you have 2 different guys in the same backfield, 2 different style runners, so it's completely different for the defense. They have to prepare for 2 different things, and you never know what to expect.
You obviously had a full season with Zeke last year, but you didn't have a training camp with him. What's it like to have him around here for this process?
I mean, Zeke's a good guy, so it's always good having him around, especially to lighten the air, good spirits.
Zeke said that he spent a lot of the offseason working on his receiving game, working on his catching, working on his routes. I was curious, is that something that you've been able to tell here in camp? Have you noticed any differences in his game?
Yeah, definitely in his route running and just him being willing to learn, and trying to get better at his route running and catching the ball, just small things like that, always trying to get better.
This is kind of a general question, but for you, what's it been like just having the opportunity to step into your NFL career and learn behind someone like him?
I mean, it's a privilege, to step behind a guy like Zeke, just learn from him, future Hall of Famer, and just soak up everything that he has, that he knows, and him just being willing to teach the younger guys and never just being to himself, always willing to share his knowledge to the younger guys and just keep it going.
Have you had any first impressions of rookie CeeDee Lamb?
Yeah, he's worth the hype.
Why do you say that?
I mean, it was a lot of rumors saying that he was overhyped or overrated, but no, I don't think that's the case at all.